Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Thursday, February the 9th, 2023. Thursday, February the 9th. Well, some interesting things kind of happened today, or we'll get to that later. Yeah, get to that. We had Ava, unlikely Ava, who last we all knew hated Elizabeth because she thought she slept with Nicholas. And so she goes to kind of fill Elizabeth out, right? And not really just fill her out, kind of taunt her a bit that Nicholas told her, that she was helping him with his crimes. And, but Ava was cool and calm. And then Elizabeth says, yeah, I can't live with what I've done. I'm going to take responsibility for my actions. I'm going to go to the police. And she apologized to Ava for the lie about sleeping with Nicholas. And she says, and I'm going to apologize to you in advance that when I go to the police, they'll probably want to really do a search on all of Spoon Island. And, so I'm sorry that for the inconvenience that might cause you. And Ava's looking like, wait, hold up, wait, huh? Search Spoon Island. Do you mean they're going to search the stables? They're going to get near the stables and smell stinking, rotting body? Because that's what would happen when she's left him in there. Like, is that supposed to just not smell? Right? It's not supposed to decompose, Ava? So Ava then goes into self-preservation mode. Oh, your sons need you. Don't do that. Don't suffer for Nicholas's crimes. You're a victim like I was a victim, and blah, blah, blah. But when Ava got there, Scott was there because Elizabeth finally was going to tell Scott maybe an hour or two after he was there, because she was sure roundabout in it. Let's say, yes, it's bad. It's bad. Oh, why won't you just tell him? He's like, well, what did you do? Right? And then Ava comes. So she goes, no. And when Ava said, oh, I just want to talk to her about Nicholas. Right? So Elizabeth told her, Scott, no, we'll talk later. Pretty much kicked him out the door, right? So Ava is just leaving it to her just to think about, but why ruin your life? Nicholas, I think he left town because the way she goes, I didn't want to tell Laura, but the way he was feeling is like he has nothing, and he knows the walls are closing in. He knows that your conscience is getting the best of you. And Nicholas is taking care of himself, Elizabeth, and he's left. He has the resources to be gone for however long as he feels he needs to. He's done it before, right? And Nicholas is like, Elizabeth is kind of like, do you mean he's leaving me to take the fall? But guess what? If Nicholas wouldn't have been hit on the head, he would leave Elizabeth to take the fall. He would. Nicholas is self-preserving about Nicholas, right? That is him all together, okay? So then we have Alexis trying to convince Gregory to take her lead editor job. One of her lead editors is retiring. And he goes, the job will be perfect for you. You're here a lot of the time helping me. Because he's like, I'm a full-time teacher. She goes, really, are you? Because you're here a lot. And she was saying, no, we will tailor make this to fit your class schedule. Because she's like, Gregory, you don't teach full-time, right? And so he's thinking, he goes, well, but I do have commitments, and sometimes the university, wants me to do, extra things. And she goes, we will make it work. And then in time, if you choose, this is your passion, then you can dial back from teaching, because for some reason from our conversation, the last conversation we had, that is not your passion. So now you will have an opportunity to see if this is your passion, right? And he thought about it, and after the whole show back and forth with them, he finally said, okay, I'll give it a try. She said, just go and talk to the editing department, and he will tell you what is required of you, what we would need from you, the amount of time, just to see if it can work. And so he goes, you know what? I can do that. I can do that. So I'm gonna like seeing their chemistry more. I really like those two together. So now we get to Austin. He's in there with Carly, Michael, Willow. We've got Nina and Sunny. We're looking at the baby, Google goggling over the baby. Sunny goes and gets little Donna, who's not little Donna anymore, Uh, so Donna's looking at the baby, little girl though, cute Donna. So anyway, they're looking, and then we're back in the room with Terry Randolph, and Gatlin Holt, and Terry finally comes in. She has to break the news, everybody, that the stem cells there was not enough of what they needed from the stem cells and from the placenta and the umbilical cord. The stem cell count was too low. They couldn't get enough of what Willow needed. That took me aback. I was like, wait, say what? Right? And then I'm thinking, okay, Carly's standing there. Now they're going to have to go back to get a bone. And Terry said, we're back to your best bet is now a bone marrow transplant. And Carly's like, okay. And I'm thinking, everybody go get tested. Everybody do an open call. Get tested, right? So Willow is kind of devastated, and Carly is, and she goes, we'll get through this. We will get through this, right? And so, because Willow says, I just really need to be alone, everybody. I just need to be alone with this for a minute. And so Terry says, okay. And Gatlin says, well, there's other things we need to discuss. And Terry looked at him and said, no. We could discuss all that later. And he goes, oh. So she takes him out. He goes, we need to talk about, palliative care. And she goes, not now. We have given this family, they're overloaded. Right now, they're with the news they just got. No, we don't need to discuss nothing else with them yet. And Willow asked, how much time do I have? And she goes, about 3 weeks. Ooh, wow. About 3 weeks. And Michael and Carly, they were like, oh my God, right? So Carly leaves after the doctors. She leaves and she sees Sunny and Donna, and she's hugging her little girl. And Donna's like, what's wrong, Mommy? She goes, oh, Mommy just got some news. It's okay. And so Carly stands up and she looks at Sunny and she's like, and Sunny was kind of like, oh. But they, she didn't want to say nothing. They weren't going to say nothing in front of Donna. Nina hadn't come over there yet. So Donna said that, Sunny said, we were just going to take Donna to get some ice cream. And so Carly said, Donna goes, yeah, we're going to get family. We're going to go get ice cream. And Nina had come at that point. And so Carly said, you know what? Why don't you and I get ice cream? We haven't had mother-daughter time in a minute. So let's go get some ice cream, Donna. So she takes Donna, and then Nina says, okay, Sunny, I don't know, you and Carly were looking a little melancholy. What's going on? And he told her, I don't know the details because Carly couldn't talk in front of Donna, but it looks like the stem cells aren't going to work. And Nina was like, no. And I was thinking, oh, no, And she was like, I just want to be with my daughter. I just want to comfort my daughter. And in my mind, because Willow had pretty much, even Michael, she says, Michael, even you, I just need some time alone, right? So he walks out and she's thinking, she's in the bed and she's just thinking of some time she had with Michael, almost that death scene where your life is flashing between your eyes, right? I mean, not between your eyes, before your eyes. And she just breaks down, right? And I thought, okay, this is the time, because remember where Nina said, you can just, whatever you're feeling, you could feel it in front of me. I do believe if Nina would have been Nina and barged in right there, I do believe Willow would have actually shown her emotions and how she was feeling in front of Nina. I do. Because for Michael, she was trying to hold it in. She goes, Michael, I love you, but even I need some time. She just did not want to do that in front of him. And she should have been able to just break down in front of him, crumble, and let him hold her and comfort her, right? So I was thinking this would be the time Nina should be Nina. And I just heard, and I'm surprised they didn't write it that way. But Michael did come back in, and she had collected herself. And she told him that now's the time they have to have a talk. And she goes, what talk? She goes, a long overdue talk on what your life will look like without me in it. And I was like, ooh, goodness, I don't even want to hear that talk, Willow. I don't want to hear it, right? So Liesel. Now, Liesel was trying to pump Finn about where her Scotty had to go to because he got a call from Elizabeth, and I know you two are together. He goes, no, we're friends. We're not together. And she goes, what did she want with my Scotty? He goes, how would I know what she wanted with your Scotty? So by the time they're still talking and Scott comes back, because remember, Ava came, and Finn is questioning him. Is everything okay? Is everything okay with Elizabeth's sons? He's trying to pretend because he knows, right? And so Scott was like, no, it's nothing to do with the sons. And by the way, you aren't even with her anymore. So I'm not telling you anything. It's lawyer-client privilege. Like, be gone, right? So Finn is like, okay, well, I still am concerned about her, but okay. He immediately beelines out of there because he was heading for Elizabeth's. And then Finn came, and that's when Ava left. But and they left it with Finn just arriving. But anyway, Liesel is talking. Liesel sees Nina at this point. Scott is there now. Nina just got the news, and Sonny was hugging her. And Liesel says, "Lipian, Lipian, what's wrong, Lipian?" And she goes, "And Liesel, stem cells aren't gonna work." Oh, so Liesel hugs her, and Nina's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And so Liesel's like, oh no. So Sonny takes Nina, and Liesel goes to Scott, and Scott's comforting her. And she goes, I could not do anything to save my Britta, but I'm going to do something for my grandniece. Right. And so Scott's like, but what can you do? And at that time, Terry was reaching the nurse's station. So Liesel goes over to Terry, and she says, I want to help my grandniece. I understand she's in need of bone marrow. I want you to take me right now to get tested to see if I'm a match. And I thought, oh, Liesel's gonna be the match. Good. I would rather have Liesel be the match than Nina. And plus this is going to give Liesel, like she said, I couldn't save my Britta, but I could save other family. So my Nina won't have to lose her daughter. I like that. I kind of like that resolution. What do you all think about that? Because I honestly believe at this point, Liesel is going to be the match. And I'm liking the way that they did that. So kudos to that. I mean, a little like, I don't know how far down, like how close to death are they going to make Willow get? But let's face it, Liesel's going to take a test now. Terry's going to have it rushed. They're going to know if she has enough preliminary markers, right, to go forward to the blood aspect of it. And I mean, so they're going to rush this along, and they could get all this stuff done well within 3 weeks, right? So that was pretty interesting to me. But I felt my heart sank for poor Willow. It really, really did. I was not expecting that beautiful baby stem cells not to be able to do the trick. I was not expecting that at all. So that kind of caught me by surprise, everybody. But that's pretty much all that happened on General Hospital today. Probably tomorrow will be Portia and Curtis's. Not tomorrow, it's the wedding's actually today. And actually, I don't know if Nina's going to go now because she got that devastating news about Willow. But before they got the devastating news, she and Sonny were going to be getting ready to go get dressed for the wedding. So we shall see. So let's go to comment corner, comment corner. I'm going to breeze right through these comments. Gwendolyn says, tell the writers to stop pulling on our heartstrings. Is Willow going to live or die? Now, here comes Obrick. Test me. I know. When she said that, I thought, that's right. You are family. You are blood relatives. Do we have enough time? Oh, no. Yes, we have enough time. Some more waiting and nail biting. How much longer do we have to go through this agony? Cindy says, Ava was telling Austin that no one should know that he had been there, but Austin did not pilot that launch boat himself. So whomever brought Austin over on the boat knows he was there. You know, it's funny, in all the crimes that have really happened on Spoon Island, I don't think the launch records have ever really been questioned or inspected or anything. Now, isn't that interesting? Or anything. Ron says, Michael needs to wake up. Grandparents are proud and talking, remembering the last baby they had, the don't see what, and yet, what kind of, your comment kind of got all messed up, and yet the chemistry is there, and Michael still acts like a spoiled child. LaShanta says, do you remember Obrecht blamed Peter for Nathan's death? She was in cahoots with the doctor at the clinic where Dante was. She was programmed. He was programmed to kill Peter. Yeah, and actually Liesel was trying to activate him to kill Peter too. Ava figured it out. Obrecht killed the doctor. That's right, she killed the doctor that she was sleeping with to have access to stuff. Scott covered it up. So dig up her skeletons. She knew Wiley was alive. Oh, that's right. She knew that Nell's baby was not born dead because she delivered the baby. That is right. She delivered her own flesh and blood. She just didn't know it because she delivered him. She blackmailed Brad. She also kept Robin away. She is the last one to talk. Carly has no reason. Carly was not the reason Willow dislikes Nina. That is so true. Deborah says, Ava didn't really know Nicholas was dead, and trusted Austin to tell her the truth. Now he has leverage over her. I don't think Nicholas is dead. He will show up again, yeah, a year from now. Maybe recast, because before, remember, he was only supposed to take a 3-month break. Now that they're going this route, they may make it take a little longer, have things progress without Nicholas. Can't wait to see Esme's story continue. I know, because Nicholas was a pivotal part. Want to see what Ryan and Heather have in store. Who will she hook? And Esme has to be coming close to her due date. And that Stella's going to stop the wedding, and Trina and Taggart will be devastated. Wonder if Trina will marry Spencer, but don't think Spencer and Trina will live at Windermere. Ava is too freaked out about the Nicholas event. I know. I think her guilt won't allow them now to move in, right? She won't want anyone on that island. Portia needs to talk to Curtis about also her daughter and Taggart. Come clean, Aunt Stella. Aunt Stella would help her, but Portia will lose Trina over this, and Sonny is tied up at the hospital with needy Nina and trying to support Willow and Michael. Think he's putting everything on the back burners for now. Cody needs to tell Sasha, look, we haven't seen Sasha and Gladys in a minute, but he might be afraid of Wu to cross her and get Dante involved to expose the card games. That's a question. But Dante right now, him and Sam are out of the country. Yolanda says Portia has mentioned her family. Her mom and dad are medical doctors. I don't remember her saying that, but Yolanda's good. I don't remember that. But then again, you know what? Honestly, I would fast forward a lot of Portia's conversations. Yolanda also says Nicholas may not be dead. Suppose the body disappeared. Yeah, I know it's gone. If Ava ever goes to want to look at it, days after death, who would want to do that? But anyway, Medora says, I'm not mad at Nina waiting to get revenge on Carly, but Nina will not be smart about it and the plan will backfire. Sherry says, I don't think people running the boat launch can verify Nick went over, can verify that Nick went over but never came back. PE says getting closer to 1,000. Yes, we are getting closer to 1,000 subscribers. So subscribe to this YouTube channel. Yes. Lisa says Ava is in the same boat as Nicholas when he kept quiet. When he kept quiet, I guess Nicholas was wrong he was only trying to protect Ava by not involving her. She should not have used his son against her. I don't think Nicholas would have physically taken Avery. I'm sure he could have found a way for Sonny to take care of that, or she should have been able to find a way. Bottom line, I think that was wrong for Ava to use that recording as well, because she was the one that pushed Esme over the parapet. I mean, that's what was incredible to me. And she's thinking, I guess, Esme will just never get her memory, because Esme will say, Nicholas didn't push me. This chick did, right? Now, the second time I went over that parapet, Nicholas and I were fighting. She would probably say, he pushed me the second time. I mean, you know. Lisa says, this is Michael and Willow's. Oh, wait a minute. Lucy says, is baby Amelia Grace so big for a reason? Like maybe this baby isn't really Willow and Michael's, or Michael and Willow's. And Lisa says, that is Michael and Willow's baby. Michael was there during delivery and followed the baby to the NICU. Maybe GA's casting was able to find twin newborns. At least it was a real baby. I know, because they've been using some really bad fake babies. But yeah, it's the same baby. Because from the time that baby came out the womb, I was like, oh my God, that's the most beautiful baby I've ever seen in my life. Let me see. I think we're back to, okay, that is and Lisa says, okay, that is Michael and Willow's baby. I can't understand why casting had to get such an old. I think it was just they weren't thinking we would know how big, and they weren't expecting that baby to steal the scenes. They really weren't expecting, when Willow met her child for the first time, her child was going to start trying to talk. I mean, they were like, uh-oh, cut, can somebody stop the baby from saying her lines? Oh my goodness. Ruth says, I'm sorry to disagree with you. Catch a corner comic. What do you mean catch a corner? Caught a corner comic corner, lady. You're adding a whole bunch of stuff in there, Ruth. But it kind of sounds like Spencer is Uncle Victor's, you mean lackey? In other words, basically sidekick. Every bad guy has one, just like every good guy has one nowadays. And then she also says she's sick of Portia, and Stella should BS. Stella ain't the only one that's tired of the horse crap. Okay, yeah, Stella. I think Stella is gonna walk in and stop the wedding, but I don't know why Stella would do that when Stella should have picked up the phone when Portia called and said, let me tell you something, Portia. No, I'm not going to marry you and my nephew because you are lying to my nephew. And you know you're lying. So you better tell my nephew before I tell my nephew. And leave it at that. And Portia would have to tell before the wedding, right? I would do that before I would come in and stop the wedding. I wouldn't even let all the guests arrive because I'm calling Portia to task right now. Okay. Let's see. Let's see, Ruth, what else are you saying? Oh, you're talking about the somebody, the brother was on one of Tyler Perry's shows, The Haves and Have Nots. Yeah. Um, and then you kind of named some of Tyler Perry's other movies. Yep, he did have a bunch of other movies. Sandy says, I love Spencer living with Sonny. He will be the next boss in training. Austin and Ava should have been together a long time ago. Good chemistry. Sonny would not let Spencer get into the business. That's just like Sonny never wanted Michael in the business. For quite a while, Michael was angling to be mob boss in the training, and Sonny fought him tooth and nail. But then there were times when Michael did have to take over the business, and Sonny didn't like that. I mean, I think when Sonny was in a wheelchair, Michael was running the business. When Sonny had got shot, and Epiphany was the one who was his rehab nurse. Michael says, it seems Austin confirmed Nicholas is dead. I guess he did. I just hope they don't do another Peter August. A doctor and a nurse pronounced Peter August dead, and he wasn't. You are right. Stupid writing. On the other stupid writing, Carlene and Drew will give away their misdeeds in awkward actions and unnecessary conversations. That's exactly what's going to happen. What kind of news will Dr. Terry Randolph give them? Great recap. Well, Michael, we found out what kind of news, and it was news I was not expecting to hear. Okay. And then Dacia says Nicholas will leave town for a while. Yeah, for one thing, we know Nicholas Cassadine is not dead, but I don't know. I think they're in flux as to what they want to do with him, period. Well, that's it for Comic Corner, everybody. Let's see what Cliffhanger Friday is going to give us. They're not going to let us know, oh, the wedding. Yeah, it's going to probably hang right before it comes out that Curtis might be Trina's father. That's going to be good. I can't wait for tomorrow's episode of General Hospital.